Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Here we present to you tonight's news bulletin, presented to you by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai. First, the headlines. Greetings of the Palestinian leadership for His Majesty Sultan Qaboos is conveyed by the Palestinian Agriculture Minister, who was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. A number of their excellencies and commanders review the tasks and duties of Adam Air Base. And at an investment cost of $100 million, an agreement is signed to develop a Yunqel Copper project. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received a couple of thanks from His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari of Nigeria in reply to His Majesty's couple of greetings on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Majesty the Sultan also received a couple of thanks from His Excellency Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, in reply to a couple of greetings on the occasion of re-electing him as the Prime Minister. His Majesty received a couple of thanks from His Excellency President Mohammed Wald Abdul Aziz of Mauritania in reply to His Majesty's couple of greetings on the 57th independence anniversary of his country. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Dr. Sufyan Sultan, Minister of Agriculture of the State of Palestine, and his accompanying delegation. The Palestinian minister conveyed greetings of His Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas Abu Mazen and his good wishes to His Majesty the Sultan and the government of permanent success and the Omani people with more progress and welfare, expressing his appreciation along with the Palestinian nation to the continuous support rendered by the Sultanate to the Palestinian issue. Talks during the meeting touched upon the endeavors made to achieve the victory of the Palestinian issue. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said stressed the Sultanate's continued support to the efforts made to restore the legitimate national rights of the Palestinian nation. The two sides reviewed means of enhancing the bilateral cooperation in economic and commercial fields and exchanging expertise in agriculture and fisheries wealth fields, in addition to discussing the current developments in the regional arena. His Highness Sayyid Fahad informed the Palestinian guest to convey greetings of His Majesty Sultan, His Excellency the Palestinian President, and his best wishes to the Palestinian government and people of more success. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar Al-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, and His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Ramadan, Palestinian Ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Ali bin Fahad Al Hajri, Qatari Ambassador accredited to the Sultanate, who handed over a written message from the brotherly state of Qatar concerning the existing bilateral relations between the two countries. The meeting dealt with the latest developments of the regional and international arenas and the efforts exerted to strengthen relations among the GCC countries in order to serve their joint interest. His Excellency the Qatari Ambassador expressed his country's appreciation to the wise policies adopted by the Sultanate, led by His Majesty the Sultan, in all fields. Their Excellencies General, the Ministers of Royal Office, the Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, and the Under-Secretary General of the Minister of Defence, the Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, commanders of Sultan's Armed Forces Armour visited Adam Air Base in the Wilaya of Adam in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya. They were briefed about missions and duties of the base presented by Air Vice Marshal, the Commander of Royal Air Force of Oman. Then they toured facilities of the base and acquainted with its buildings, modern equipment and tools. At the end of the visit, they thanked the commander of the officers and members of the base for their exerted efforts, wishing them success. It is worth mentioning that Adam Air Base was established at the end of 2017. A signing ceremony was held today between Oman Mining Company EXO and Minerals Development Oman Company to explore and develop Block 10 in the Wilaya of Yonqol. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif As-Sarai.
With a total cost of more than $100 American, Oman Mining Company, EXO Resources, and Minerals Development Oman Company signed today a new joint mining venture in the Sultanate. The joint venture will undertake the development of Yonqol Copper Project and exploration of remaining Block 10.
This project now comes at a critical time to relaunch the company once again. In terms of size, it's actually twice as big as what we had when the company was set up in the earlier. So it's quite sizable. And the potential for more discoveries is also very high. The geological studies that's been done so far indicate a very high potential. We're starting with double what we had, but we hope and we expect to triple that within the next 2 to 3 years.
The project will work on its first phase for 3 years in Block 10, which covers 370 square kilometers in the Wilaya of Yonqol, where Minerals Development Oman Company investments in the project will relate to an equity stake of 20%, while 51% for EXO and 29% for Oman Mining Company.
The importance of this project for us, as we have been here now for the last 3 years, is extremely important. We're very proud to be collaborating and cooperating with Oman Mining Company and the Minerals Development of Oman, both very respectable, well-known government-owned entities here. And we believe that this can represent a potential development of a world-class mining operation here in Oman, jointly with, between the three parties.
This project development and remaining Block 10 will give boost to the copper industry in the Sultanate, stimulate economic development in the Wilaya of Yonqol, and help diversify the Omani economy. Mining sector in the Sultanate is growing very fast to be one of the main sectors because of the huge efforts of explorations that have been done recently. Sultan bin Saif As-Sarai, Muscat.
Thank you, Sultan. An official discussion sessions was held between the Sultanate and Palestine for reviewing bilateral cooperation in agriculture, livestock and fisheries fields. The session also discussed means of exchanging expertise and knowledge in these fields between both countries, in addition to more joint cooperation related to agricultural, livestock and fisheries fields and ways of developing them in the future, besides expanded horizons for enhancing cooperation between both countries and exchange points of view. The Omani side in the sessions was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Ja'far Al-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, whereas the Palestinian side was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Sufyan Sultan, Minister of Agriculture. The Minister of Housing started paying compensations for families of the Wilaya of Liwa who were affected by the activities of Sahar port. Oman Daily published that compensations represented in paying 75,000 Omani Rials as a cash for a house with a plot of land, later in a new residential scheme. In Mudebi, new archaeological discoveries for ancient civilizations that date back to 4000 BC were unearthed by preliminary excavations in Al Ghareen village in the Wilaya of Mudebi in the Governorate of North Sharqiya. The excavations were carried out by the Minister of Heritage and Culture and Sultan Qaboos University. The discoveries indicated to ancient trade exchange between ancient Oman civilization and civilizations of Dalmun, Mesopotamia, Al-Sind, and Iran. Watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. Muscat Festival 2018 attracted more than 137,000 visitors since its inauguration in both Al Amirat and Al Nasim parks. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Plumes of smoke we're seeing rising from a mountain in Syria just across the border with Turkey today as Turkish troops and allied Syrian fighters pressed ahead with operations against a Kurdish-held enclave in northern Syria. The operations were launched on Saturday, meeting stiff resistance from the U.S. allied Kurdish militia that controls the enclave. France and the United States yesterday urged Turkey to exercise restraint in its offensive on Afrin in northern Syria, where the United Nations says an estimated 5,000 people have been displaced by the fighting. Italy's Prime Minister said today that Europe should be committed to tackling migration from Africa into the continent for the next 10 or 20 years. Paolo Gentiloni made the comments in Davos at the World Economic Forum at a panel with Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, among others. Tsipras said migration must be considered a European and international problem rather than a Mediterranean one, and said he wished leaders from other European countries were at the panel to discuss the issues with Gentiloni and himself. In a feat of manpower, a Chinese railway project constructed a train station in less than 9 hours with 1,500 construction workers on site. The construction process of Longyan railway station is part of the railway line that is being developed to connect the Yangtze River Delta and the Pearl River Delta. The construction began on January 19 and was completed before the following day. Upon completion, the Nasan-Long railway line, with span 246 kilometers, connecting the cities of Nanping and Longyan. The railway is expected to begin operation by the end of this year. And now back to some more local news. The Minister of Manpower, in cooperation with the Public Authority for Manpower Registry, announces 170 vacancies in the 6th Job Opportunities Appendix. The Public Authority for Manpower Registry mentioned that job opportunities focused in a number of specialized and technical aspects. The Minister of Manpower stressed that 7,580 job seekers were already employed. The Minister of Manpower signed a cooperation program in cooperation with the Public Authority for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, RIADA. The program works on improving technical and vocational outputs in order to build up a generation capable in the field of entrepreneurship and has the ability to produce services that Omani market needs. It is as well works on linking students to the reality of entrepreneurship and a big establishments in the public and private sectors supporting entrepreneurs, in addition to banks and financial institutions. Stemming from the goals of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Development Fund in the field of spreading entrepreneurship culture among all society segments in various governorates of the Sultanate, the fund, and in cooperation with the Omani Women's Association, organized an activity entitled Omani Women: A Step Towards Excellence. The activity aimed to strengthen Omani women's role and improve their skills in the marketing field. A variety of entertainments, cultural and educational activities and programs are rendered at Muscat Festival 2018 in Al Amrat and Al Nasim Parks, along with the private support of the private corporates through sponsoring a number of shows and events for the visitors. The number of visitors to the festival since its start reached more than 137,000 Omani families, residents and tourists are enjoying activities of the festival, which will last until the 10th of February. The festival includes the open theater, the commercial exhibition, the heritage village, youth, musical bands and the entertainment park. As part of the activities of Muscat Festival, the Cultural Club organized the Monodrama Forum. The event aimed at shed light on monodrama, which is a theatrical piece played by a single actor, usually portraying one character. The program of the forum included two theatrical shows from the Sultanate and the Qatar. During the event, a number of personalities and theatrical groups who enriched the theater movement in the Sultanate.
صاير ايش فيهم عبد الله ثلاثه ويا ابو عبد الله ايش فيهم
The Writers and Literates Society organized the second international conference on the intellect and its role in building awareness in the Gulf region. The two-day event is part of cultural activities of Muscat Festival 2018. 7 work papers were discussed by a number of writers and intellectuals from the Sultanate and Gulf countries. The conference dealt with ways to support the joint intellectual structure in the Gulf region. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs organized an environmental exhibition which included artistic paintings of birds and animals from the Omani environment. The exhibition reflects the Sultanate's efforts and keenness to protect the environment. The event witnessed the participation of school students and other society segments. The ministry presented a lecture which targeted school students in order to acquaint them with the correct means of conserving the Omani environment and keeping it clean through planting local and wild Omani plants. A number of Omani photographers took part in the exhibition through exhibition photographs from the Omani environment showcasing the beautiful diverse of the Sultanate and natural scenes like sand dunes, wadis, mountains and the sea. The photographs also highlighted birds and animals in the Omani environment like sun grouse, deers or falcons, owls, camels and etc. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and now for the general weather forecast. Around the Sultanate, clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and foglet at night and early morning over the Governorate of Sharqiya and Al-Wusta and coastal areas of Sea of Oman. Winds will be southerly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. More details on your screen. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of the Palestinian leadership for His Majesty Sultan Qaboos is conveyed by the Palestinian Agriculture Minister, who was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. A number of their excellencies and commanders review the tasks and duties of Adam Air Base. And at an investment cost of $100 million, an agreement is signed to develop Yanqul Copper Project. With that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. This news bulletin has been led by Huda Al-Jawhari and the entire crew of the television of the Sultanate of Oman by Salim Al-Mawi.